Pamela Bendall calls herself a simple sailor, but most mariners would say this solo seafarer has earned the moniker Old Salt.
I've sailed over 100,000 ocean miles in my lifetime.
She's on shore in North Saanich, a short stop to check her boat before embarking on the most important voyage of her life.
Our oceans are in serious trouble.
She's back from her latest voyage, a 5-year odyssey from BC to Alaska, down to Mexico, Central America, and Peru, and eventually back to BC, 25,000 miles.
It is my dream, and I love the lifestyle.
It's been a voyage of discovery. She's learned she can do anything she puts her mind to.
It isn't without challenges. I took this big, huge 50,000-pound boat by myself, and I really didn't have an understanding of the mechanics and the electronics until I got to Mexico, and I spent 2 years learning it.
Pamela's 30 years a sailor.
One of the reasons that I fell in love with the oceans and sailing was because of the beautiful tropical waters and the coral reefs and the tropical fish.
But since those early days, her dreams have been clouded by a new reality.
The problem is a lot worse than we think.
She's here to sound the alarm, to tell others.
It's night and day between the oceans that I saw 25 years ago and what we have today.
All that water beneath the bow, she says, is changing.
Now, I found it very, very difficult to even find a clean bay to swim in that wasn't without red tide. If you can find a reef, it's very rare that it has a multitude of fish. Most of the time it's broken or dead. There's garbage on the water, in the water, and on the ocean floor. And fishermen in all these little villages that I go in, they go out every day in their pangas to go fishing, and they come back very often empty-handed.
These are personal observations of what science has proclaimed for years. For instance, Dalhousie University professor Ransom Myers says that people have reduced big fish stocks by 90% since 1950.
The fish also eat the microplastics that are broken down because, again, they think it's food, and so the fish are dying because of our garbage as well. I've seen whales that are caught in nets. I've seen so many birds that have plastic around their beak and they're dying. The list goes on and on.
She's written 2 books about her life at sea. Her latest, What Was I Thinking? A reflection on her latest adventure and the dying ocean.
There are no borders when it comes to our oceans and when it comes to our atmosphere.
No one is immune, she says. Recovery begins with awareness and education. At home, simple things like energy conservation, recycling, burning less fossil fuels.
Remember, this all happened in the last 30 years. It was on our watch, and we are responsible.
Today, she says she'll continue to write and speak to anyone who'll listen, to make us care about our oceans, the place Pamela calls home.
Every breath we take, every food we eat, everything we do on this planet is connected to the oceans.
In North Saanich,
we can't live without the oceans, but they can live without us.
I'm Paul Beilstein.